Hi all, welcome to the 27. Ariza released a not unsubstantial hotfix today. We're going to be going through it bullet point by bullet point. I'm going to be highlighting what stood out for me. If you feel like something else should be mentioned, go ahead and mention it in the comments below. But let's get into it. So we're officially at version 1.1.0.4. They did something to the mandatory pit stops for the GT1 championships. Here's another point in the UI and HUD section. Lobbies now always use descending order when sorting. That's actually a nice little UI change. But we're quickly going to go into the physics and force speed feedback because that's what this hotfix seems to be about. A lot of drilling down and fine tuning of specific vehicles. So we're going to go over the general ones and also the specific vehicle ones, at least ones that stood out for me. All right, so the first one is differential viscous hump and clutch lock ratios. If you don't know what this is in regards to the differential. There's a viscous aspect to it, and also you can adjust the number of clutch plates involved in the differential. So apparently these ratios were shifted a little bit. They stiffened the carcass sidewall for GT1s, GT3s, and others. They did some tire tread adjustments for GT3s and many others, Porsche Cup, stock car, street cars. This is going to make the car feel a little bit stiffer, maybe not too much because the tire isn't that involved with the suspension. The suspension itself does a lot of the work, but it may change the feel of the tire, and obviously tire tread adjustments. I'm not exactly sure what that is. We use slicks, so maybe it has something to do with the lateral and longitudinal slip, but you may feel it, you may not. Looks like they fixed some tire model errors with the Pro car, Group A. Tire model errors might be just, the temperature, the way, the middle temperature, it may heat up too fast or too slow, something like that. And then we're going to move into some of the big ones here that require actual physical resets for the setups in game. So Porsche Cup physics, reduced inertia, more low-end engine torque. That's gonna make the guys that like doing donuts happy. Slightly adjusted Mercedes CLK G1 and Formula Ultimate default setup. Okay, we'll see what that is. Don't know exactly what they did, but apparently there's been a change there. McLaren GT4 adjusted aero center of pressure, fixed rear right fast damper range. Okay, that's good. Fast damper work and any damper work for that matter is greatly appreciated. They fixed an error in, this is for the Group A guys, they fixed an error with the damper and rebound travel. So maybe it was a lot more limited. Now it seems like you'll have a lot more to play with, although generally speaking, when you're putting setups together, the dampers are going to be in the middle range. We'll see how that works out. They raised minimal front ride height for Formula Classics. That might impact the aero, guys. So if you're in traffic and you get washouts, that may disappear a little bit. They adjusted gear ratios for Pro Car Group A cars. Okay. Gear ratios are important. If you don't go into gear ratios, that's understandable. If you change one gear, it affects all the other gears, and you can get in the weeds really quickly. Okay, adjusted default roll bars, dampers for all Porsches. Okay, so that means a reset for the GT1s, the GT3s, the GT4s, and the Porsche Cups. They fixed the inverted slow and fast damper rates for the Porsche Cup cars. The only experience I have with the Porsche Cup cars is Interlagos and some of the default demos that I did before. They did seem particularly bouncy. Maybe this can help that. No matter what setup change to the dampers you did, it didn't seem to really improve it. So maybe it was like completely broken and it went under the radar. That doesn't surprise me. Fixed asymmetrical right front ride height settings in Porsche Cayman Club Sport. It requires a reset as well. I've seen this when you go into the HUD and you're at the starting line. The car, if you look at the bump and the travel for the left and the right, it could be offset by like a millimeter. Maybe that's what they're talking about, but that they just fixed the Club Sport here. All right, moving into AI, they added new overtake logic. They can evaluate speed farther ahead. Good. Okay, so no or less braking during a straight line with cars that you can see ahead of you. That'd be great. They also further general AI performance calibration. Always do that. Throttle and brake application, tire rolling resistance, and drivetrain losses to better match players' straight line speed. Not a problem that I can see. It appears that the cars have better straight line speed starting at around AI level, like 90. Um, they are actually faster in a straight line. But then you can catch up a little bit better later on. I don't really know if I like the way they're tinkering with the straight line speed too much because it really makes your aero package inconsequential. If they're like, say for example, optimizing your aero package to get better straight line speed. If they're matching that with the AI, and maybe I guess it's realistic, but all right, we'll see how it turns out. Some more stuff, some tidbits here and there. Further reduced AI jerkiness in lateral movement. Good. They fixed that before. It continued to be a subtle problem. Hopefully, they're just fine tuning it. And then they did some AI brake performance. I have noticed later in the races the AI brakes sooner and sooner, allowing some outrageous dive bombs. Some of my videos might showcase that. So, all right, minor sound loop corrections on transmission winds for that's the Porsche and the BMW GT3s, sprint race and Super V8s. Okay, well, we'll see how that sounds. I look forward to that. And then after that, you're looking at some specific track and vehicle model changes, basically the visual aspects of them and some of the mesh. Um, they've changed some of the meshing in the tracks, um, armbar collision things, and all of the little things that make an accident seem more realistic. All right, guys. Well, that's patch 1.1.0.4. Stay tuned to the 27 for the next installment of the basic setup tutorial series where I'm going to be going over the big boy, the suspension tab. Until then, take care, and I'll catch you next time.